This video will demonstrate SimulStations and FloManager features of IQ. If I open up a satellite in the configure option, you'll see that there under edit configuration and stations there are a couple of settings here that have to do with simultaneous station operation. First one is maximum satellite irrigation SimulStations. The default is one station operating at a time. We can adjust this for the LXME series controllers up to a maximum of 5 simultaneous stations, or on the LXD controller up to a maximum of 8 SimulStations. That's including normally closed master valves. The other feature that we'll take a look at here in a minute is called FloManager, and this helps us manage the flow rate demand on our system. So I have a existing programming for this controller. I'm going to go to the dry run tab and I'm going to select the 1-day option, and you'll see here that I'm actually starting irrigation looks like at 10 p.m. I can tell that by when I clicked on the graph what time it currently is representing. And if I click towards the end here, looks like we're finishing up at 8 a.m. in the morning. On this particular site we want to be done by 6 a.m. in the morning, so we need to make some programming changes to address this. So I'm going to go back to the configure tab, back to edit configuration and stations, and I'm going to select or modify the controller level SimulStations to 2. I'm going to hit OK, go back to the dry run and do my 1-day option, and now you can see that I'm actually finishing at 6:26 in the morning. Not quite where I want to be, so I'm going to go back to configure, and this time I'm going to select 3 stations operating simultaneously, and let's see what that did. So now I'm finishing still after 6, so 6:22 in the morning. So one other setting we need to look at, I'm going to go to the program tab, and under each program, clicking on the link at the top of the screen, you'll see there is a program specific SimulStation settings also. So right now the default is 1 station operating at a time within each program. If I change this to 2 stations running at a time, in fact I'm going to do the same thing to program B. Now if I go look at the dry run 1-day option, we'll see that we're definitely finishing before 6 in the morning, but we now created an additional problem. We're running too many stations at a time. In fact, our high flow rate here is 140 gallons a minute, and our max flow for this site is 100 gallons a minute. So let's go back and look at the FloManager feature. So back to the configure tab, there's a tile over here for FloManager. I'm going to enable the FloManager feature. Screen comes up telling us that the controller will need to change its station sequencing options from sequencing by station number to what we call sequencing by station priority. We can go in and affect the order in which stations run by changing their priorities. And then it defaults to the highest station flow rate, which is 55 gallons per minute on this site. I'm going to go ahead and change this. We have actually 100 gallons a minute available from our water source. Okay, so now that I've turned on FloManager, I can now go to the dry run, and let's see what the net effect of that is. Alright, so we're still finishing at about the same time as the last dry run we did, 2:23 a.m. But you'll see we've never exceeded our 100 gallon per minute water source capacity. This is the benefit of FloManager. It's going to change the order in which stations are selected to operate, trying to maximize the total flow rate capacity of the water source minute by minute and never allowing it to go over that capacity. It does a couple of things. It runs your system at the highest efficiency level, and it shortens the overall time to irrigate the site.